Hello everybody, Drifty here from Driftwood Gaming, and in this RPG Maker AMV tutorial I'm going to teach you how to use Yanfly's Steal and Snatch plugin, but I'm also going to introduce you the concept of an Aurastone. So, instead of making a thief class, what we can do is make an item that will unlock a set of skills depending on the player's level. So, I've awarded some items just to save time here. So before we change our items and look at the Aurastone, let's look at the skills that the characters have. So Tiana has magic, Driftwood has tech, Arturus has tech, Lydia has mix and magic, but nobody's got any thieving skills. So let's get some Aurastones. We'll equip an Aurastone. Now let's look at Tiana's skills. So now instead of just magic, she's also got theft. And then she's got all of the subsequent skills that are in that class of theft skills. Now if we take off the Aurastone, you'll notice that now she no longer has it. So this is an interesting way to customize your characters further. You could make like one for like healing magic, one for fire magic, one for, you know, all types of things, and then depending on what Aurastone that they're using, that's another like subclass type thing that they're going to gain without actually changing their class at all. So I made one more item, and since we're talking about Yanfly's Steal and Snatch plugin, I'll show you how to make the Thief gloves, which will increase your odds of stealing. So let's give Tiana the Thief gloves and an Aurastone. And then we might as well equip the other ones as well. Okay, and I've got a battle prepared here. And we can remember that Tiana is the one with the thief gloves, so her percentages should be approximately 10% higher. So I've also made a currency called Thief Emblems, which will be items that you can only get from stealing. I haven't made anything that you'd be able to buy with them yet, but I plan to. And you could do something like that too, to give the player incentive to, besides just getting other items that are really cool. Okay, so we can see that Tiana's chance of stealing the Thief Emblems is about 9 or 10% higher, so she's got 28% chance there getting that item. I wish that the delay would last a little bit longer, like right after you. I mean, you could listen to the sound effect to tell if you got the item or not, but I would like the delay to be a little bit longer right there. I wonder if I can change that. And with this plugin, once somebody finally gets the item, it'll no longer be able to be stolen again. Like, you can see that we haven't got it yet. That's why we're still able to target it. I want to get this item. But anyway, if we don't get it within the next couple tries, I'm just going to jump into the tutorial, show you how to do this. Alright, last time. Okay. No big deal. Not like it was gonna matter. But yeah, let me show you how to do the idea of an Aurastone and okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go to types, and we'll create a new skill type. We can call it theft or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to create a new equipment type and call it Aurastone or anything else that you want to call it. And basically you're going to make items for this slot that just add skill types. So for the skills itself, to add a stealing skill that doesn't target any specific items, you would just include this note tag steal. I've included an action sequence, which is my basic attack action sequence, just so the character moves across the screen and tries to steal, and made a little animation for it. I've made a skill called Mug, which will do damage and steal. And then the next skill I've made was Rob, which targets gold, and it does damage. But then the following ones don't do any damage. So if you wanted to try to get that armor or that item, or a certain weapon. You don't want to accidentally kill the enemy before you can get the item. So I made those only the first two will deal damage. But for stealing gold, how it works is steal is like not targeting specific items. Like when you do steal gold, it'll try to steal a certain amount of gold. When you do steal item, it'll just try to steal any item, and you won't have an option. But if you were to do like snatch gold or snatch item, then another menu will pop up and give you the option to select which particular bag of gold or which specific item do you actually want to go after and try to get. And this is good for low percent drop items, especially if you have like a low percent encounter rate on a certain enemy. Like you only encounter this fight 1 out of every 20 battles, and he's got a 10% chance to drop something. You might want to just, base tank it and keep trying to steal using a snatch to aim at that particular item to get that one drop that you need. I really like the steal and snatch system, so I've made these 9 skills. And the first one I'm using steel, the second one I'm using steel gold, and then it's steel item, and then steel armor, and steel weapon. And then we move on to snatch, which is snatch gold, snatch item, snatch armor, and snatch weapon. Now you can go to the help file. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can get this plugin from Yanfly. Here we go, steel snatch. And everything you need to know is in the help file. It's really easy to understand if you just go through it really quickly. You can just copy paste some note tags, put them where they need to go. You can see that these are for item, weapon, and armor. You can enable automatic debuffs. This is a really cool concept. Like usually your thief would just give you items and stuff, but with this setup, you can have add permanent debuffs to your enemy. So say that the enemy is carrying a weapon that you could steal, and the weapon gives 50 attack power. Well, when you steal that weapon, you permanently reduce your enemy's attack power by the attack power of the weapon. So they would lose 50 attack power. So that makes your thieves like kind of like a red mage debuffing type thing. It's really interesting, and you can adjust the default of that. Right here in the parameters, the automatic debuff. So if you have the ability to steal weapons and armors from your enemies, if you set this to true, you won't have to do any note tagging, and it'll automatically debuff your enemy when you steal stuff. So that's pretty cool. I personally like all the default settings in this plugin. I'm not going to change anything. I might look at this formula later on, but it seems to be, pretty hashed out. I might have changed this gold rate, but I don't know, it could be default still. I haven't messed with it too much. I have added some skills. Let's go back to the database, talk a little bit more about, once we have our skills, we'll notice that they're all in the skill type of theft. So this is important, because if you want each of your characters to have the ability to use these skills, you have to add it to all of your classes. So underneath all of your other skills, we're going to add all of the stealing skills. So we'll add mug, rob, pickpocket, sleight of hand, yoink, and all the snatch skills. But because none of your classes start with the theft skill type, they won't be able to actually use any of these skills. So it's okay to award all of these skills, and then they would have to use the Aurastone. So let's go to armors. We'll look at our Aurastone of theft, and what we're doing in here is we're adding the skill type of theft. So make sure you select the correct equipment type for that as well, and make a little icon description, everything for the player to know. So once they're using this Aurastone, it'll unlock the skill type, and if their level is high enough, you can see that every 5 levels, starting at 10, we're awarding our skills, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so forth. So this is a way that you can have your skills gained based on how far they are level-wise and what equipment they're using. And you can use this concept of an Aurastone to have like all kinds of magic. So instead of just switching classes, they're still going to keep their inherit, like a cleric. Tiana's still going to be a cleric, and she's going to have all of her skills. But when she's using this particular Aurastone, she can also act as like a slash thief. and you don't have to adjust classes at all or even make new characters or anything. So it's just an idea, throw it out there for you guys. Let me see, did I forget anything? We went over the skills, the skill type, we went over the types, items. The only thing I did was add beef emblems using currency. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description below to where you can get all the plugins you need for this to work. If you have any special requests or comments, please leave them below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for being awesome. If you did enjoy this video, please like, favorite, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out. We will see you guys in the next tutorial.